People walking on top of our heads while we're in the basement of the co-working. Hey Alexia,
Hey Foster,
how are you doing?
I am fine, thank you.
Do you know what the number one thing our students say? What is the number one reason why their English is not at the level they want it to be?
Because they don't have time?
That's up there, but it's not the number one reason.
Which is?
They get very nervous, anxious when they talk. They don't know what to say. They don't have people to talk to. The entire situation just makes them anxious.
Yeah,
I
get that.
Yeah, I totally get it too. It's difficult. It's anxiety-provoking speaking to new people. That's why we recommend Cambly, because you can talk to native speakers, native professors, 24/7 English classes on demand. You can practice all of this stuff so you don't have to be anxious when you're meeting real people in the physical world. You can do it online. First, go to cambly.com.
And put our referral code Inglês no Podcast. Desse jeito você ganha uma aula de graça. Now, on with the show.
Hello. Hey, sweet people. What's up? My name is Foster. I am your co-host today. I'm with... Who am I with?
Alexia. I don't know. Well, I do understand why we have to say our names at the beginning. On the beginning. I never know.
In the beginning or at the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah. So today on Inglês no Rádio, we are going to talk about a question that we received in our Sound School course for the Ask Me Anything sessions.
Wow.
We have...
Opa.
So there is a lot of noise where we are recording right now.
Because we are near a hospital. So.
Yeah. Anyways, we're just going to ignore that and go directly to the question. So in the Ask Me Anything questions, our students can ask us anything, and we try to give good answers. And we try to keep the options very open, so you can ask about pronunciation, language, grammar, intonation, prepositions, whatever. But I think this question is the most open question that we have ever received.
Thank you, Marcelo.
Yeah, so this one is difficult. I think that's why we have taken a while to respond to it. So do you want me to read the question?
No, I won't. I will.
Okay, go for it.
So Marcelo asked, if you could change one thing in the world, what would you change?
If you could change one thing in the world, what would you change? And why, I imagine.
No, he didn't say why. But we can answer why,
You
of
can't.
course.
You can't answer that question without explaining why. So my first response, Alexia, would be, I want to ask Marcelo, if you could change one thing in the world, what would you change?
I would change poverty.
You would change poverty?
Yeah, poverty.
Poverty. Yeah.
Poverty?
Yeah, you don't have to try to make the flap T so much. Just say poverty.
Poverty. What?
I know you're really trying to make a good flap T sound. Just say it naturally. Just say it very slow. Poverty.
Poverty.
Yeah. And when you say it a little bit faster, that T will get a little bit softer. Poverty.
Poverty. It's really hard.
Yeah, the RT combination can be very difficult.
Poverty.
So my recommendation here, Alexia, is start slow and just say this with a normal T sound. So say poverty. You can say that perfectly.
Thank you.
So just stay with that. And I promise when you start speaking faster, that T will get softer and softer. And eventually you will start speaking like me and say poverty. Perfect. That's a great start. What would you change about poverty?
Well, everything about it. It wouldn't exist anymore.
Okay.
Adios, poverty. That's it. No one else in the world would be poor.
And do you think that would be the most important thing you could fix? Because imagine, like, I don't know, most rich people,
I can't
they
give
still,
an answer in this podcast without like really thinking about it, because I know that you would come with a very good argument and I always get so mad because I can't beat the argument. So let's do it. Come on.
oh, you want to have a debate? Is that
No,
what you're
but
saying?
that's a problem. Everything is a debate.
Are you admitting your intellectual inferiority here on the air?
If it was in Portuguese, you would be done.
Pode ser, a gente pode falar em português?
No, this is an English podcast.
Okay, so this is an existential question, so you can't just give an answer and say, okay, that's cool. You have to say, does that really make sense? Because I know a lot of rich people who are super sad. The problems of the world still exist. Still a lot of, I just imagine if poverty didn't existed, everyone had access to basic resources, the world would still be a crazy and messed up place. Less so, but still crazy.
Yeah, of course. But it's interesting because yesterday I was having my hair cut and I was talking to the hairdresser and he was like, "You don't see poverty here in Portugal." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm sure that it exists." And he said, "Yeah, of course, in every country it exists, but here in Portugal, everyone is like middle class or rich. Every single person, because everyone has access
Access to?
to everything. If you get ill, you go to the hospital, everything will be fine. If you need a medicine, you go to the health center and you're gonna pay €4 for that." And he was talking about it. So when I talk about poverty, is that like misery, that there are a lot of people in misery right now in Brazil, for example.
Yeah.
And we don't even talk about it.
I think a lot of people do talk about it, but yeah, I completely understand your point. And I disagree with your hairdresser. There are a lot of poor people in Portugal. I see homeless people walking to work every day. So he's wrong.
I hope that he never listens to us.
If I could change one thing in the world, what would I change?
I hope that he never listens to us, right?
Listens to us.
Listens.
Yes.
I was correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Don't second guess yourself.
I'm sorry.
That's not just for you. That's for all of our students. Most of the time, your first intuition will be correct.
I'm waiting for your answer.
Okay. So, Marcelo, this is an incredibly hard question. We can't really give an answer without sounding like an asshole because there are so many things that I would want to change in the world. Would I stop? I don't know. Would I save the climate? Would I save the polar bears? Would I go back in time and kill Hitler? I don't know. But for me personally, what I would do is give teachers the status that they deserve. So in all countries in the world, I would want teachers to have the same status, pay, reputation as doctors, lawyers, politicians, well, much better than politicians. But we are all strong believers in education. I know that you are too because you are learning with us. And if you start with education, that changes the world for generations and generations. And that starts with the teachers.
Education.
Yeah, but everyone
everyone.
says education. And it's like, well, we don't have that much money. Just pay teachers more money. And life will be much better. A fun fact, I always wanted to be a traditional teacher in a public school. I tried that for a little while. I realized I was not good with kids, and it was really, really difficult for me to pay the bills. And now I record 500 podcasts, and I'm teaching in a different way.
400.
Yeah. So this is not about me, but if I could change one thing, it would be the way we treat teachers in society. Okay, cool. Thanks for the question.
Yeah. Oi, pessoal. Muito obrigada por ter escutado mais um episódio do Inglês no Microrádio. A gente fica muito, muito feliz quando vocês estão aqui conosco. E você que quer continuar recebendo novidades e recebendo recursos grátis, vai lá no nosso site e você vai encontrar tudo isso. Além disso, você vai saber quando que Sound School vai abrir para se tornar nosso aluno do melhor curso de inglês online que existe nesse mundão. Então é isso. Muito obrigada de novo por fazer parte da família Inglês no Microrádio e te espero no próximo episódio.